In the novel The Fault in Our Stars by John Green, a main character named Augustus plays a violent game not unlike our modern military shooters. But he does something unexpected with the game. Instead of following the predetermined mission, he abandons the objective in order to save civilians, ultimately leading to a game over. He does this because he can't stand the thought of leaving people to die. Of course, this means he doesn't progress very far in the game, but it is just one example of what I call subversive gaming. Subversive gaming is when the player chooses not to follow the game's rules or expected procedures. You're supposed to go right in Super Mario Bros.? Well, I feel rebellious. I'm going left. I'm not supposed to shoot my allies in BioShock Infinite? Well, they did some pretty mean things earlier in the game, so I'm going to take them out. I'm supposed to protect and grow my city in SimCity? Too bad. I want to install an abusive dictatorship. Examples abound, but very few times do we actually acknowledge these choices as legitimate forms of player engagement. In other words, breaking the rules is just as valid as following them. What brought this to mind was a recent match on Team Fortress 2. I started messing around, and it wasn't long before I was inviting people to come play with me. The rules of my game were simple. Anybody from any team could join, and you don't kill the opposing team. When people started to play along, it was a blast. We danced around as our characters, and we even did a conga line for a while. The magic of the moment wasn't the details of what we were doing, instead it was the very act of disobeying the rules of the game that made it fun. We weren't capturing the flag, we weren't even killing the opposing team. We were just messing around, we were being subversive. Subversive play can happen in almost any game. When I played Papers, Please, a game where you end up denying people entry into a country even if they have worthy reasons such as seeing family, I made a moral yet subversive choice of letting anybody in. I ended up losing the game, but it was my story, my game, and I decided that the bureaucracy of the game's world was unfair. And I even think the game developers were expecting that reaction. The game puts you in a place where you can disobey the rules, much like Augustus in The Fault in Our Stars. Subversive gaming is often an empowering and engaging experience. If you haven't broken the rules, taken matter into your own hands, decided to push the game's boundaries a bit, then you're missing out. Yes, it might mean you lose the game, but is it really losing? As long as you're actively engaging in the experience, your playstyle is just as valid as those who do everything as expected.